Good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are on February 2nd, Monday, 2026, with your financial market wrap-up. I apologize for not putting out the weekend updates. I caught the flu. I can even tell you the time. I got sick at 1 o'clock Friday afternoon, and boy, did I get sick. And it lasted all the way into Sunday. And I just didn't have the strength to do anything. I was between my favorite room, the washroom, and my bed. And if you've had the flu, you know what I'm talking about. And now I have a terrible cold, so it all hit me at one time. Not sure what is going on there. But, you know, in the Midwest, we have had now, I think it's 17 days in a row where we've been under freezing. And I know outside in out here in Indiana, it's 9 inches, maybe 10 inches of snow on the ground. And with that cold, it's not melting at all. You're up pretty good tonight in the metal markets. You're up in the stock market. You recovered today some of that big loss that the market saw the other day. Energy markets are stable. That's what I'd want to call them. And I'm going to call that the same thing in the bonds and the notes at this hour. Not a lot going on one way or the other. So we'll see just what the market wants to end up doing one way or the other with this. So, do we have any reports tomorrow? We do. And what we have is we're going to get Richmond Fed Bank President Barkin's going to address an event at 7 in the morning. We'll hear what he says. They're all saying the same thing. They have to look at the data, see what it is. They'd like the government not to shut down. They think the new nominee for Fed chair is going to be great in the job, blah, blah. Retail sales will come out from Redbook at 7:55. The API numbers will come out. The Bureau of Labor Statistics today came out and said they're going to delay for this week the U.S. jobs report. They're hoping that the government reopens, but right now they're not going to give you a date when it would come out. We saw President Trump today take and make it very known publicly that he wants the Republicans in Congress to pass the Senate bill at the House in the form that it's in so that they can get on to negotiations. He's feeling the pressure from Minnesota and all these other things. Kristi Noem has said that in Minnesota, I don't know about the whole country, but ICE agents are now wearing cameras. Now the question is, will they take off the masks? And the question is about warrants. Do they have to have a warrant to arrest somebody? I think that's going too far. I don't think you need a warrant if you have an illegal alien in America, but that's just me. All right. Do I agree with everything the way they've done it? Absolutely not. I mean, that's not how I go about it, but that's not mine to say. The other thing, India made a treaty with U.S., so their tariffs are immediately dropping to 18% from 25%. More pressure on Iran because they're not buying Russian or Iranian oil. I know Russian for sure. I don't know how much Iranian they ever bought. And in Iran, they're supposedly going into talks with Steve Witkoff this week because the president's armada is getting ready to attack. They realize that. And while they say they don't want to be pressured, they do realize they can't withstand the might. They saw it already, and there's nothing they can do. Do you think something really changed from the last attack? They'll have better defense ways, but so will we. So they realize what's going on. And the question is, if we attack, does that get the people to overthrow the regime? Don't know. I think this is all about President Trump trying to figure out what does he do to get the people to uprise again. And for the people that fight the people in the street, will they just say, enough's enough, we're not going to do this anymore, and the regime collapses? That's the dream that everybody, I think, in the White House wants to see. So let's go to the chart action and see what we have, because I'm feeling this cold coming on as we're talking. As we're looking here, you can see a green amount of data. I like that. The market coming back up. You're not far from all-time highs on a closing basis here. You see that when we go to the bar chart. So with the whole break that you've had on a daily chart, look at how you came back today. I mean, that's an outside day up. Until this low was taken out, I think a bottom was put in the market today. And that's how I think you treat it. Lower low, higher high, trading affair. The market's fighting day after day now, 4 days in a row with the 18-day average. Don't know if today Tonight's trade for tomorrow will do that, but we'll find out. If it continues up, the Bollinger Band at 7,062 is the next objective in the market, and you are overbought. So that's why I say I don't know if you'll get there. This is already a market that's used a lot of power to get back up like it did today, and we'll see what it does. If you feel that you're missing something in the market, you're not. This type of volatility you should run away from, not embrace. There are people that do well day trading it, don't get me wrong, and I applaud them. But for the average person that's got his job and he's not sitting in front of a screen, you've got to be in front of the screen to trade this kind of volatility. When you look at the NASDAQ, lower highs, lower lows, is it going to take out these highs? It could. And if it does, watch out above. So you want to clear the 26,019 level, and then maybe you're coming back up to the upper Bollinger Band. The market is in a position now, it's not overbought, but it's not trending. It's in a downtrend with the bias up. It's not been able to stay under the 18-day average. It came back today from that, and now the question is, what does it do on the next step? Same thing in the Dow. You went down to the lower Bollinger Band 3 times, bang, bang, bang. Couldn't do anything with it, and you came running back to the upside. The Russell is still one of the weakest. Remember, it was the strongest back here. Now it's one of the weakest. It also, like the Dow, has hit the lower Bollinger Band and bounced, but not back over the 18-day average of closes. I look for the DAX to establish another uptrend here. I think it's doing it right now. I believe that if it got over the highs of Friday, which I think it just did, that will do the job for it. It's got to close now over the 18-day average. In the 10-year notes, it was a bear market rally into the 18-day average that often fails. That began right here when the market started correcting the oversold condition. You're getting the same story here. This is a rally that the 18-day average zone should stop. You didn't quite get there in the dollar index. If it does, and the other videos tonight, I've already said I'm looking for this to be the zone where the rally stops, and in the euro, where the zone where the break ends. 2 parts to it. Japanese yen, I think, is going back to the 18-day average of closes. See it dropping. The polls show the prime minister picking up seats. So this ploy of hers for a snap election February 8th seems to be going in her direction. When we look at Bitcoin, this is the lowest move we've recently had. Take a look at that. By the way, this is January. This is off the board. So let's not go by this. I just realized that that's it because I've already seen what the Fed did. My mistake there. Higher highs, higher lows in the crude. I wouldn't be surprised if you pull back into this whole area right here. The trend is still up, but you're correcting an overbought condition. Same thing I'm going to say in the WTI. This whole area is a correction zone. When I looked right here, you lost the bullish embedded reading, so before you go for that high, price and the 18-day average should come together. And in that gas, you do realize what this market did. You just lost a full $1 in price value. Lickety split in 48 hours, the market. That's monstrous in size. But that's what happens when you get these moves that go like that and you play weather markets. And as I told you, I have tried to play weather markets over the years. I stay away from them. I know what to look for. I told you I think it'll be the first market to let go, and it most certainly was, and it's the one that had the most damage. If you want to keep up with what I do and how I do it, join me in my research at iraepstein.com. You can move your cursor to the top here. You can click on an icon you'll see over here from YouTube, or iraepstein.com research. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening. Watch the other videos, and I hope to catch up with you in the morning, and I hope this head cold goes away and I stop leaking all over the place. Take care.